How low
overrated.
has the bar been set? He has not played really bad ball. That's
All
that's
right.
all you need to do now. Cool.
If you actually watch his stats and you paid attention, he
$100
has
million
it.
guy, Joey. He claims to be a Super Bowl winner.
Look at your quarterback; it's the same thing.
What's going on, Morning Fanatics? I'm Albert Torres. And before we get to the show, don't forget to please subscribe to support our channel, like this video, give us your thoughts on today's topics by leaving a comment below, and don't forget to share this with a friend. Week 2 of the NFL had another crazy week. We had a couple of fourth quarter comebacks. The Browns blew a 14-point lead to the Jets in the final 2 minutes. George, I see you, boy. The Dolphins scoring 28 points in the fourth to beat the Ravens. And the Raiders fans popping champagne too early. We'll be talking today about them boys and their nail-biting win. Are the 49ers better or worse? Are the Dolphins a real threat? Bills dominating the Titans. And we'll also have our weekly NFL picks. And we got the college football prophecies with the one and only Nostradamus, the Blackmamba. Let's start the show. Filthy Texican, Blackmamba, how you fellas doing today?
What's up, my G? How y'all doing? Doing well.
Doing really good.
Good, man. Doing good as well. What's on your guys' mind today, or what's going on in the world of sports?
Just all these wild comebacks. It was a good Sunday.
It was a really good Sunday. A lot of good games.
I know. I feel like we just said that last Sunday, and we're back here again with week 2 saying, man, it was a good Sunday. But I guess that's going to be the story the whole year, man. We just love ourselves some football, and have a feeling we're going to be saying a lot of that.
There was a lot of surprises this Sunday. A lot of surprising games.
Yeah, there was. And then I think you were mentioning, Carlos, in the world of basketball, we've got another GOAT going bald.
Oh God.
Yeah, it was like LeBron James just decided to let it all go and went baldness. If we're talking surprises, Beard's gone too, man. I just had to refreshen everything up myself.
You look
Girlfriend's
like
not the happiest, but you know, it'll be back.
You know what it reminds me? Back in like 2010, 2011, when you had that short beard. Yeah, man. Young and on the grind. Yeah, man. So we'll see. I mean, because we saw LeBron already fake us out, thinking he was gonna go bald and backed out. So we'll see.
We'll get some hairlines. I don't know.
Yeah.
The picture, the angle's not like definite, but I don't know. Social media is running with it that he's apparently bald.
Yep. All right, fellas. Well, we're gonna start the podcast again with how about them Cowboys?
Oh.
Woo! The Dallas Cowboys barely escaped the reigning AFC champion Cincinnati Bengals with a victory 20-17 in their week 2 matchup. With quarterback Dak Prescott out due to a thumb injury, Cooper Rush started in his place and orchestrated a 6-play, 33-yard drive to set up the game-winning 50-yard field goal by Maher as time expired. Fellas, did Cooper Rush prove that the season isn't over yet for the Dallas Cowboys?
I think he proved exactly what you said, that he knows the system and that he's our best bet moving forward, as opposed to scratching everything off and starting fresh with somebody from that's not on the roster. But yeah, man, he was definitely slinging it. He seemed to be taking care of the ball, taking the shots when they were there. It didn't seem to force anything. I don't feel like I saw any throws into like triple coverage or anything wild like that. So good for him. He's definitely earned the place that he has. He's been the backup now for what, 3 years?
Well, he's been with the team for like 5, goes to the practice squad. Like the last couple of years, he's been like
in
the backup
QB2 for 2 or 3 years, because before that it was Dalton, right?
Mm-hmm. Right, yeah, we thought he was gonna be our savior, but
well, he didn't have much left in the back end of his tank. But
yeah.
we tried the hometown, or hometown-ish guy.
Right, and
not so
he
much.
went what, TCU?
Fort Worth, yeah.
I think he did prove that the season isn't over yet for the Cowboys, man. And what I am also going to add is that our defense also proved for a second straight week that our season's not going to be over, man. I told you guys that the Cowboys didn't need to go get a rental QB. When we have a guy, like you said, also, he knows the system in and out, man. I feel from the start, Rush seemed unfazed with 2 back-to-back TD drives. And even converting on that 4th and 2 in the first drive, I feel they went Joey Madden mode. That really, really set the tone that, hey, we're gonna take this game. We're not taking chances. We're gonna be aggressive. And that Noah Brown connection, I feel that, man, it was what I kind of mentioned on my reaction that, hey, these are all these backups, man, second, third stringers that Rush practices with. So he's already got that chemistry.
The timing.
Yeah, the timing and just the only disappointing thing here before Joey comes in is we stay stagnant after those 2 good drives. We only scored 3 points the rest of the way, and we only got another 3 with that game-winning field goal. We didn't convert any third downs in the second half. We went 3 of 10, so we got to work on that. And we're just gonna ride and die by our defense, man. I feel if our defense is just playing good, whether it's Dak or whether it's Cooper Rush, we're gonna have a chance to win the game at the end of the day.
Yeah, that defense, I'm not gonna lie, that defense did show up. And that defense is gonna keep the Cowboys in the games. Cooper Rush really did surprise me. I'm not even gonna deny it. I'm actually
don't
very
deny it.
surprised. I'm very surprised because I honestly thought, you would think that they would lean more in the rushing game. They
Yeah.
tried to, but they couldn't. Cooper Rush played really good game manager ball. There wasn't anything like he just played smart football, and it just really makes you wonder, why can't Dak do that? Like, what is it that he is it that he
I think it's just accuracy, man, because if you notice on some passes that Cooper Rush made, like there was a zone, 3 guys, and he would drop it like Skip Bayless says, he would just drop it right down that chimney, man. And I just think it's just accuracy issues with Dak, and he just wants his receivers to get them yaks. He's not gonna take chances, and I felt Cooper Rush
Let me ask you this.
took calculated.
I think they have Rush on a different play call than they would for Dak. Like they don't have the full plays available for this man to use. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you might be right, but what I also feel is that ever since Kellen Moore came in, I feel that they were like, hey, let's make Dak a gunslinger. Let's make him throw for 300, 400 yards every game.
Well, yeah, because you pay him all that money. I mean, might as well.
Yeah,
he doesn't have an arm. He doesn't have the arm. He doesn't have a strong arm to really be throwing all those. He's not Aaron Rodgers and all those where you're gonna throw those deep balls. He's always, in my opinion, I've always saw Dak as above average game manager. You can't have him like, hey, here's the ball on the 20-yard line, go give me a touchdown. Like you can't rely on him to go on the field. Like you have to set the plays, specific plays, put everybody in the right spots.
Well, shit, man. 15 carries for 53 yards from your number 1 running back. It's not cutting it, dude. Like Zeke is not producing at all.
I said a long time
ago.
They need to get rid of him. They need to get rid of him. He's not there anymore.
They can't get rid of him yet. They can get rid of him after this year, and just cut him, and they won't have any dead cap money. So even though he just re-signed, I think maybe 2 years ago or something like that, they can cut him and not lose like a lot of money in the salary cap. But yeah, man, I feel the same. Again, I didn't trust Dak. I'm not that confident in him, but we paid him that money. He's our starting quarterback, so I gotta have some faith. I gotta have some faith that he's gonna lead us there. But again, I feel our defense is gonna keep us there. We sacked Burrow 6 times, and check this crazy stat out, man. The Cowboys hurried Burrow 15 times. 10 out of those was just Parsons himself.
Damn.
10 out of the 15.
How many sacks did he have? 2?
He had 2. He created havoc for everyone, for himself and everyone involved. But man, I just feel our defense is just gonna keep us there. And Cooper Rush, hey man, if Cooper Rush keeps winning some of these games, I'm not saying that he will. I mean, it's gonna come back to that Tony Romo and Dak Prescott scenario where, like, hey, do we go with the hot hand? Jerry seems to like the hot hands, so this is gonna be interesting. Any last thoughts before we jump on to our next topic?
Who do they play
No,
next?
Next week,
G-Men.
yeah, we got the Giants at prime time.
Monday night.
Monday night. Well,
It's
yeah, Monday night.
Yeah, Monday night. So
Any dimes.
we'll get
Any
to that.
dimes.
We'll get to that on our NFL picks. Hold those thoughts. So we'll move on to our next topic. It was just like riding a bike, Garoppolo said after the San Francisco 49ers 27-7 win versus the Seattle Seahawks. Second-year man quarterback Trey Lance broke his right ankle on the second drive of the game and will be out for the season. The keys to the 49ers offense was given to him this year, but it appears those keys belong to Jimmy G once again. Are the 49ers better or worse with Jimmy G taking over again?
I wouldn't say better. They're just used to it.
Yeah, it's just
They're running the same game plan they've had for the past couple of years. I mean, did they make it to the NFC? I think they did, right? NFC Championship game
Last year
Versus
was
the Rams.
versus the
the
Rams. So they
Cowboys
were
and it was-
probably a drive away, or at least like a couple plays away from probably going to the Super Bowl. After all that speculation that they want to get rid of him, so I think I mean, I see them still being better because we never know. We didn't know what kind of a system they were going to run with Trey Lance.
Yeah. I mean, I do think they are better because when it comes to Trey Lance, I mean, it's 2 games in. Well, not even one, because he didn't really finish off that game. It was just starting. I feel they are better because Trey Lance is the unknown. You don't know if he was going to be better than Jimmy G or not. And I think they're also better because Jimmy G brings experience, man. He has 5 playoff wins, 2 NFC championship appearances, 1 Super Bowl appearances. And the only difference is that Jimmy G's a game manager. He's more accurate, just like in a way with Cooper Rush. He knows the offense inside and out. He's not a great QB, but he's a good one, and he can win some games with this team. And the coach already knows what Jimmy G can do as well, so they don't have to change up the game plan, change up the playbook. He already knows what Jimmy G is, and with Trey Lance, that was going to be an experiment throughout the season.
Yeah.
So you don't know. Carlos, your thoughts?
It's just, I think, just gonna be so familiar for that team to just be like, okay, well, right back to this dude. Like, it's not, they didn't get much traction going because it's only week 2.
But the team
Early-
looked happy, man. Did you see their reactions when he would score and he was making plays? Everybody was like,
Yeah,
like,
you want
my
to
boy.
you want to
Jimmy G."
pump up the new quarterback. That's lit. That's the formula to win the new guys under center. But what I mean by, like, the team is just gonna be so familiar and it shouldn't really skip a beat because
Okay.
they just pretty much like you mentioned, like it's just gonna be a similar scenario to where Russian, he's gonna step into what he already knows, not a new locker room, not learning a new playbook, just, oh, okay, I guess it's my turn to get to work. And I mean, he was literally a starter last year, man. So neither one of them, like, Trey didn't get a real start to, show us anything. And Garoppolo didn't really get a break to say there's going to be rust there. So I think they're going to be totally fine.
Yeah. The only thing that I didn't like about Shanahan, what he said, I don't know if you guys caught this or read about this, but even after that win that they got and the team still looking excited, Jimmy G's back. Shanahan said, hey, we're still listening to offers. Like, nobody in this team is untouchable. So I feel like
Ooh,
maybe
he
that
said
was
that?
like that was like a little downer where, like, ooh, like he just got you the dub, man. And like I don't know, man. I feel if they do let go of Jimmy G and they do trade him, like, the season's gonna be a wash. I feel that they're back again to the same scenario last year of where, like, hey, I mean, we were one game away from the Super Bowl again.
Who's quarterback 3 for them?
I have no idea. I haven't checked who that is,
Unknown.
but
Oh,
Yeah,
man, that's kind of
definitely.
crazy. That's kind of crazy because, like, I mean, we were all ready to see Trey do some work, or at least, football fans
Joey,
were.
I feel
And
that maybe in one of your leagues, like I felt you might have picked Trey Lance, did you? You're those are your quarterbacks for fantasy.
In one of my leagues, no, I didn't pick him.
Nah.
I didn't
Hey,
have that much confidence in
speaking
him.
of fantasy, got my dub in our league versus you.
Brock Purdy. That's the next quarterback in line. Don't remind me.
Oh man,
I
Brock.
honestly I don't know what I was thinking. I mean, I was just so dominant the week one. I was like, I think I'll just leave the same roster. I don't think I'm gonna. I mean, who would expect the kicker to get hurt? You know?
Oh,
Yeah.
you lost the
Right.
kicker. You left the injured kicker in.
Yeah, I was like, I mean,
And
I
then
was like
Waddle
that.
went off for me. I ended up picking up Allen Robinson and
Never listening to the NFL fantasy recommendations. To bench Nick Chubb and start
oh yeah, I saw
what is it,
Dexter.
Gibson on the Lions.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my
Oh.
gosh, it was worst
Yeah, man.
mistake
All
ever.
right, guys. Well, we're gonna move on to our next topic. Down 21 entering the fourth quarter. Tua and the Miami Dolphins scored 28 points in the fourth quarter to rally back and beat the Baltimore Ravens 42-38. Tua threw for 469 yards and a career high 6 touchdowns.
How
Tyreek
many?
Hill
How many yards?
400
Nice.
and a career high 6 TDs. Tyreek Hill had 11 catches for 190 with 2 touchdowns, and Jalen Waddle also caught 11 for 171 with 2 touchdowns. Fellas, are Tua and the Dolphins for real?
They literally flipped that switch at the end of that. I, I saw a stat that, like, when you're down by 21 in the fourth quarter in the NFL, there was like 712 or 713, and the Dolphins just put the first win on that board. Like, it had never been done, being down
Entering
by
the
that.
fourth?
Entering, well, how much were they down?
Yeah, there were 21. I was like, maybe the Falcons at some point might have done that.
Here, I'll see if I can pull up the actual stat that I saw, and I was like, oh, it was like somebody's tweet and somebody shared it, but yeah, man, it had never been done before in the NFL, so it might be a fluke, it might be luck, but it's high-powered offense and it's fast and it's for real.
I
Yeah.
was looking forward for this topic, and I'm gonna say this.
Don't tell me you're gonna bring out the board.
No. The board will come out when we talk about our predictions because it's a
Okay.
prediction for this Sunday. But
Okay.
Tua, I'm actually very surprised because I've always been very hard on Bama quarterbacks. Bama quarterbacks have always been barely average game managers.
That tide doesn't seem to roll well in the NFL.
No, because they're loaded with NFL talent, so that you can get a freaking Joe Schmo and freaking quarterback,
It's
and to
mostly
just to
hand.
run
It's
that
mostly
offense.
handoffs and 13 throws, bro. As long as you do the
That
13
offensive
throws.
line, that offensive line at Bama are a bunch of first round, picks. So that's not even, but it's the Tyreek Hill effect. That offense really revolves around Tyreek Hill, and it opens up everything in the middle. Tua really doesn't have to do much because his arm, he still doesn't have that elite arm talent. I don't think so. He has some
He
deep
hasn't
balls.
shortened the ball that I've seen.
I mean, either that or Tyreek Hill is just too damn fast. Because there's a couple of times
Yeah.
where Tyreek Hill has to come back for the ball.
Yeah,
But then
I saw that too.
he is pretty
I
fast.
think
I
one of the
mean,
touchdowns he did that. He
yeah,
came
but
back for it.
those stats are elite, but he had to throw because you can't run anymore. So he had to start throwing the ball. That's why those balls are elite. The Tyreek Hill effect opened up the game for Waddle. But that coach has a pretty good offensive scheme for him. And I mean, I think he was with the 49ers last year, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was a Shanahan
He was a Shanahan. Yeah, so I mean,
for both the
he has
dad and the son.
yeah, so he's a little offensive wizard. So they got something cooking over there in Miami. So let's see how they can if they can implement more running game. I don't think he'll be having those kind of numbers, but yeah, there's Tua surprised me this
Yeah.
past game.
I
I don't know.
feel go for it, Carlos, or
I just said I found the stat. Since 2011, teams had a record of 0 and 711. when trailing by 21 in the fourth quarter. That is now 1-711.
Wow. Have you given your thoughts? You want to chime in or?
No, that's the Dolphins are for real, man. They are getting everything spread out.
I wouldn't say the Dolphins are for real just yet.
But they got a good defense
Well, look,
too, so it's
for
like
me,
it's all looking like
that defense gave up 38 points.
Yeah, well, check this out. I think that they are for real. I think they are for real.
Oh.
And it's like you said, it's the Hill effect, but I feel because Hill and Waddle I wish I had like a little board maybe when I'm at the house and a new room and stuff. I'm gonna put up a little board too, but imaginary board right here or right here on the screen. Imaginary board. Hill and Waddle. It's gonna be the best receiving duo this season. Hill and Waddle. This new coach brings confidence, man. Mike McDaniel, I believe, right? Mike McDaniel.
They bring some kind of swagger to him.
Yeah, different swagger. I think he was also, I don't know if he was for real or not, that now as a head coach, he can't take a shower every other day. Now he's got to take a shower every day.
Somebody confirmed that he used to do that back in the day at whatever team he was on, and the coaches they asked another coach, and he's like, can confirm it's true.
Yeah, so I thought that was funny. It's just like small things like that, man, that starts making a team special, starts getting like relaxed a little bit of a swagger. And he was a long-time assistant for Mike and Kyle Shanahan, so it's no wonder he's an offensive wizard. Just one thing I wanted to throw in there as well. Jackson threw for 3 TDs in the first half and had a 79-yard touchdown run. I feel maybe Bateman, if that's how you pronounce his name.
Yeah, he went off.
That might be his new number 1 receiver. He had a 75-yard touchdown catch. He could be Jackson's guy. But one thing that I wanted to ask you, Joey, as a follow-up to this, do you think Tua was proving a point out there versus Lamar?
Oh,
I would say so. But he still had a lot of heat. It's because if you have to watch the first half how he played, it was just more of a better. It was like Tua played a better second half than the first half, and the same thing with Lamar Jackson. I mean, his fourth quarter numbers. I'm trying to see if I can find it. I just want to see his fourth quarter number, but his fourth quarter wasn't that great. He didn't provide any drives in that fourth quarter. I mean, obviously down 21.
As much as I like talking about this comeback, how the fuck did the Browns screw that up against the Jets, bro?
Oh yeah, man.
Oh, they're the Browns. It's Cleveland.
No comment.
All they had, like, why did the running back score? All he had to do was stay in bounds because they were out of touch.
He probably had himself on his fantasy team, man.
But like, you can still score it because you would have had another set of downs. Like, you can score it as time expires, but that's not like the
kneel it.
Nah, you know what? I can't even say that. The Jets, they had a really good draft. They have some nice pieces.
They had how many, like 3 first-round picks, I think?
Yeah, they did.
But that's miscommunication. I don't give a fuck who's on the roster. If the coach gets that information to the running back and the running back understands, don't score, get down, they fucking lose. They win it. The Jets don't win.
No, you'd be surprised a lot of these dumb mistakes that these players make.
Remember we saw that meme that the coaches should be playing some fucking Madden to simulate a bunch of fucking things at the end. Like, you know how to motivate people, you know the X's and O's, and you know all the things, but like, how can having 500 simulations under your belt every year playing Madden on your free time be a negative toward your team? I don't see it. So motherfuckers, pick up a controller.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, we gotta move on. We'll leave it at that. We gotta move on to the next topic. You know what they say, defense wins championships. But what if you have a dominant defense and an offense like the Buffalo Bills have? After a statement win in week 1 versus the defending Super Bowl champs Rams, the Bills dominated the Titans in their home opener. Fellas, how dominant can the Bills be this season?
Very dominant. Josh Allen's in the running for MVP so far. Just so far.
Josh Allen?
Yeah, I would say so. I think he was one of my predictions. I think I said that he's going to play with a chip on his shoulder. They're going to play angry. More like a
About
revenge
your-
season.
What about your dark horse?
I haven't
Didn't-
watched any games. I don't know his stats lately, but obviously they haven't started off great. No one too. It's just the first 2 weeks. I'm not worried.
And they gave up that OT, but yeah,
Yeah,
no,
that was bad.
I feel too the Bills are gonna be very dominant, and I feel their offense is just really gonna rely on I think their play action is like the way that they're gonna be dominant. If you check out on their Monday night game, Allen's success came on play action plays. He had 4 touchdowns. I think all of his four touchdowns were on play action. He had 219 yards of his 317 came on play action.
Wow.
That was just majority of that. And I mean, that Bills defense held the Titans under 200 yards, 4 turnovers, and a sneaky stat that I wanted to throw in there as well. It was the Bills' 7th straight game with an opening drive touchdown, including last year's playoffs. So they're coming in, they're providing the first punch.
I think I saw somewhere too that it's like 15 straight games that they win by double digits or something like that.
Yeah,
Adding Von Miller was a big
Mhm.
it's kind of that veteran presence. Like it's the same defense. You just add that veteran guy that obviously want a chip, can show these guys to
Bro,
keep them in there. Like it's
imagine
crazy.
Von Miller and Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence. Imagine what could have happened. But fucking
Why?
Jerry didn't want to drop the bag. He wanted Von Miller was gonna sign with the Cowboys.
Oh, I don't know that.
You didn't know that?
No.
He was gonna sign. He wanted to be a Cowboys, but
God, he must have been high.
Jerry, fuck, man. He just, I don't know if Snoop was in Dallas around that time or something, but I agree, man. Imagine Von Miller, Micah Parsons, and Lawrence, and your defense with Diggs in the back. I mean, now with all of that, he can definitely be jumping a lot of routes, because these guys are just gonna hurry that quarterback. But back to the Bills, Yeah, they're gonna be very dominant offense, dominant defense.
I think
Maybe-
I think
Yeah, go for it.
I think they might just set some records, man, and challenge that 07 Patriots team for receiving and touchdown numbers. Believe it was like 50
Undefeated?
Next
No,
week.
no, no, no,
Undefeated? Mark it down. Mark it down. You said
Next week is gonna
records.
be a
Brady
good
and
test.
Brady and Moss numbers for touchdowns is what I
Well,
predict.
that was their undefeated season too. So are you
Yeah, but
trying
I'm
to-
not saying they're going
I hope they don't
undefeated.
go
I'm
to- I
saying
hope they
they're
don't go
gonna get
undefeated.
scores.
I hope they
They're
don't go
gonna get a
Hey,
undefeated.
ton of
technically
scores.
it could be a record breaker, Carlos, because they can go it's not 16 games, 17? They can go
Yeah.
17-0.
Oh yeah, it's 17 now.
It
Wow.
could be a
different record to break, even though they don't actually go undefeated. But no, we want. Oh, I guess we don't want them to get
Going back to the previous question where we were talking about the Dolphins for real was like, well, they play the Dolphins next week, so your Dolphins are gonna get a nice test. So
a good matchup. This
We'll see how for real they are.
we'll
this
see how for real
upcoming week.
Tua would be against that defense.
All right, guys. Well, we're gonna move on to our NFL picks, our predictions. I'm gonna do a little recap of what how this has gone. I mean, last week, Carlos, you were 1-2-1. Me and Joey were 2-1-1. But this week, you guys balled out. Carlos, you went 4-2. Joey, you also went 4-2, and I went 3-3. All in all, the total, I don't know if you guys did the math already, but me and Carlos are 5-4-1, and the Nostradamus, the Blackmamba, he's in the lead right now, 6-3-1. So he's got a 1-game lead on us. Carlos, we gotta do good on these picks.
Yeah, we gotta be a little bit more on the ball with these choices. Okay.
Yeah, last week I felt I went with heart a lot, but we'll see. I mean, we got Thursday night football, Steelers at Browns. I'm gonna go with Browns. I don't trust Trubisky at all. And
Did you not see the game that they just gave away against the Jets?
But
No,
it
no,
wasn't for
I
not being
know.
able to score.
Yeah. I'm going with not. That's what I said. I'm going with I don't trust Mitchell Trubisky, And I'm going with the Browns. Yeah, and it was just a brain fart. They're gonna learn from that. I'm going with the Browns.
I'm gonna go Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, you're on that
The Steelers.
Pittsburgh black and yellow.
No, I mean also that, and also want, like I said, the more games the Browns lose, the higher that pick is.
Yeah, so you're going Steelers too?
I'm Steelers.
Oh, okay. So next up, we got Texans at Bears.
The Bears.
The Bears. I really wanted to stick through the Texans and pick them, but I'm gonna go Bears. And the only reason why I feel is because I know it was week 2 for my fantasy. Like one of my fantasy teams, I almost gave up on Aaron Jones. And I was like, I drafted this motherfucker up high. So you know what? I was also gonna listen to those fucking fantasy articles, and I was this close. I had him on my bench. I did have him, but I put him back in there, and I said I'm not gonna give up. I wanted to say that about the Texans, but I'm gonna go with the Bears.
Carlos?
Oh, I already picked the Bears, man.
Oh, you did?
The Bears.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I think the Texans are gonna get their first win of the season this
Ooh,
game.
yes, there we go. That's
I
a hard.
think
that's a
and
decision
you know
with the
what?
heart.
I think that defense. I think Lovie Smith is gonna
And
give him a
not the-
speech saying how he was ousted out of Chicago.
Then
I
they're
think
gonna play for him.
I think it'll be a good game because, yeah, I think they will. I mean, the past 2 games that the Texans played, I mean, they were winnable. It's crazy to say they could have beat the Broncos if they just got a drive going, but they just couldn't get a drive going.
Yeah.
So I'm
That
gonna
then
say
done.
Houston. Yeah, I'm gonna say Houston.
Ooh, okay. Well, I'll make sure to watch that game for sure. Sunday night football, we got the 49ers at the Broncos. I'm going with Jimmy G and the Niners.
Same. 49ers for
Uh,
me.
I'm gonna go with the home team, Denver. Mile high altitude will play the factor.
I'm gonna just annotate something because I saw most of the Texans and Broncos game. Wilson, he's letting me down. I had him.
He's not looking good, right?
He's not
Not
looking
looking
good.
good.
He was doing some kind of feet shuffling, Cupid shuffle. I don't know what he was doing a lot, but there was a lot. If you get a chance to look at him, he was shuffling his feet a lot. He was never set every time he was throwing the ball. So
Alright.
it didn't look too good. I have
Alright.
49ers for this one too.
All right, and then we've got Monday Night Football. All eyes on America's team. That's why they put us on prime time. That's why they put us on Monday Night Football. I'm going Cowboys at the Giants. And I feel again, I don't know if it's gonna be because of Cooper Rush, but again, our defense is gonna keep us there as long as they keep us in there. I want a close game because you know what? I really loved Cooper Rush. He had a game-winning drive versus the Vikings on his first start last year. Clutch drive right here to get us the game winner. And as long as the game is close, I want a close game because I want Danny Dimes to make that throw on Diggs or somebody else out there. We got Micah Parsons. I want a close game because I trust my defense and I trust Rush. I'm going Cowboys.
Dallas all day, especially against a division rival. You're not gonna get me. I'll pick wrong before I pick against a division rival.
Fuck yeah.
I'm gonna ride with Danny Dimes.
Ah, yes. This
Monday
is where we're gonna
night.
get to jump him right,
Yeah.
right here.
I'm gonna
this
ride
is
with
No,
Danny
probably 2
Dimes.
games with the Texans.
I'm gonna ride with Danny Dimes this Monday.
Never.
I've always felt like those primetime games with the Giants and Cowboys, and you know what? It's gonna be a role reversal. It's gonna be a really close game, and I feel like the Giants are probably gonna win on a field goal. Those
Mm.
What's your
classic.
prediction? Weren't you bringing it up?
This prediction, or it's to talk about your division,
Tick tick
Carlos.
tick.
Carlos, I have
F.
the Commanders will beat the Eagles this Sunday at home.
Well, it's
Carson
fuck
Wentz?
Philly all the time.
Carson
but
Wentz.
He's gonna go off. Can I pick him up if he's on the waivers?
You
Should I pick
probably
him up?
could.
Te lo regalo, güey. Es más, I'll pay you to fucking pick him up.
He's played solid. He's played solid. He has not played really bad ball. And I just feel like the Eagles, I think to me, the Eagles are
Man,
just
how
overrated.
low has the bar been set? He has not played really bad ball. That's
Alright.
all you need to do now. Cool.
If you actually watch his stats and you paid attention, he's actually
$100 million guy, Joey. He claims to be a Super Bowl winner.
Look at your quarterback; it's the same thing. Your quarterback in Dallas is the same thing.
More
No.
division wins.
No, sorry.
It's the same thing.
Carson Wentz
All right.
has been fucking fooling people for the last 4 years, and that will never not be on that side of history. Fuck no.
All right. Well, we gotta move along, guys. That's our picks. We'll see if we can catch up to the Nostradamus. And Joey, if you can give us just 1 minute on your college football prophecies, what do you got for us this weekend?
If y'all get a chance to really watch the game, the Texas Longhorns at Texas Tech. For some reason, Texas Tech treats that game like their Super Bowl, their national championship, their everything. It's always a really good game, especially when they play at home. So if you get, hopefully my boy Ewers, can't even pronounce his name right. If he can come back, hopefully not, but it'll be a really, really good game. If y'all get a chance to really watch it. UTSA played really good ball. UTSA has a really nice program building. So hopefully they can get that going.
Any sneaky picks or magic ball prediction?
I didn't really see anything
Crystal ball?
crazy because this is where all those, I know you always like to post those scores and stuff like that, but all the preseason games are over. So now the
Now it's the
divisional
ones
games,
that quote unquote count.
yeah, the divisional games and all those stuff. So the SEC and all those, you'll start getting some major noise being made, but nah, nothing crazy yet. I haven't really
Okay.
seen anything crazy, but don't worry, if I have an upset or anything coming out, definitely let you know.
All right, for sure. All right, fellas. Well, we're down to the end of the show. We made our picks. Hopefully, we can edge up here, catch up on the Nostradamus. And I'm excited about the Cowboys Monday night game, man. I'm really excited. Hopefully we'll see what we'll be talking about next week. Hopefully another dub, and see how interesting it could get if Rush starts piling up those wins, man.
Yeah, it'll be good. I'm here for it.
All right, guys. Well, again, Morning Fanatics, please, if you have not subscribed to our channel yet, make sure to subscribe, like the video, and share this with a friend. Morning Fanatic, Filthy Texican, Blackmamba, we're out.